The Sun is a massive burning ball of gases held together by gravity. It is primarily composed of helium and hydrogen gases. The Sun has three main layers: the core, the radiative zone, and the convective zone. The Sun's atmosphere is made up of the photosphere, chromosphere, and corona. The core at the center of the Sun produces the Sun's heat. This energy is produced by hydrogen nuclear fusion reactions. During nuclear fusion, two or more protons fuse to form helium, and large amounts of energy are released. Energy produced in the Sun's core is carried to the Sun's surface in the form of light energy called photons. This energy moves from the core into a very dense radiative zone. It can take thousands of years for the light energy to move through this layer and into the convective zone. The outer layer of the Sun is called the convective zone. Hot gases in this layer rise toward the surface, where they become cooler and denser. The gases then descend back into the Sun. This circulating movement is called convection and is similar to currents in the Earth's mantle. The photosphere is the inner layer of the Sun's atmosphere. This gaseous layer is thick enough to be visible. When we look at the Sun, we are seeing the photosphere. Just beyond the photosphere is a thin layer called the chromosphere, which has a reddish color. The chromosphere can be seen during a total solar eclipse, when the Moon covers the Sun. The outer atmosphere of the Sun is called the corona. It extends for millions of kilometers beyond the Sun and is composed of gases. It can only be seen during a total solar eclipse. Sunspots are cooler, darker areas of gas on the Sun's surface. Cooler gases emit less light than hotter gases. These areas are caused by the Sun's magnetic field affecting the convection heat. Scientists have discovered that the number of sunspots varies over an 11-year cycle. Solar flares are enormous areas of extreme temperature on the Sun's surface, caused by magnetic fields. Solar flares typically occur near sunspots. When a solar flare erupts, streams of charged gas particles extend thousands of kilometers into space. The distance between the Earth and the Sun is approximately 150 million kilometers, or 1 astronomical unit, AU. Scientists use astronomical units to measure and describe distances in space. Another measurement is called a light minute, which is the distance light travels in 1 minute, or approximately 18 million kilometers. The dimensions of our solar system are vast. The 4 inner planets are much closer to the Sun than the 4 outer planets. There are numerous orbiting comets found beyond the planets in the solar system. The 4 planets closest to the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, are grouped together as the inner planets. They have rocky surfaces and are often called the terrestrial planets. These planets are small and closely spaced as compared to the outer planets. Mercury is the smallest planet, located closest to the Sun. Mercury revolves on its axis very slowly. A single Mercury day is about 59 Earth days long. Mercury does not have any moons or atmosphere. Its surface is covered with craters. A magnetic field suggests that it has an iron core. Venus is the second closest planet to the Sun. It is often called Earth's sister or twin planet due to similar composition, gravity, and size. Venus rotates very slowly in a clockwise direction called retrograde rotation. Similar to the planet Mercury, Venus does not have any moons. Venus is surrounded by a very dense atmosphere composed of carbon dioxide and sulfuric acid clouds. Due to the greenhouse effect, Venus has the hottest surface temperature of any planet. The air pressure on Venus is 92 times that on Earth. Craters and active volcanoes cover the surface of the planet. From a geologic perspective, Venus is considered a young planet. The Earth is the third planet from the Sun. The Earth's distance from the Sun allows for moderate temperatures that keep most surface water in liquid form. The presence of liquid water and an oxygen-rich atmosphere make Earth suitable for millions of living organisms. Mars, the fourth planet from the Sun, has 2 moons. A day on Mars is slightly longer than a day on Earth, and it takes about 687 days for Mars to revolve once around the Sun. Space probes and rovers have successfully gathered much information about Mars. Mars has a very thin atmosphere composed primarily of carbon dioxide. The surface is cold, dry, and dusty, with frozen ice caps found at the poles. Landforms and rover samples indicate that in the past there were large amounts of liquid water on the surface. Mars has a volcanic history, and the largest volcano in the solar system, Olympus Mons, is found there. The outer planets beyond Mars are the gas giant planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. They are also known as the Jovian planets. These planets are much larger and spaced further apart than the inner planets. They are primarily composed of hydrogen and helium. Jupiter, the fifth planet from the Sun, is the largest planet in the solar system. Although primarily composed of gases, its magnetic field indicates that it may have a rocky core. It has a giant red spot that is actually an enormous storm in its atmosphere. There are 64 known moons that orbit Jupiter. Saturn, the sixth planet from the Sun, is the second largest planet in the solar system. Winds can blow as fast as 1,800 kilometers on this planet. Saturn's rings are primarily composed of ice particles with some dust and rock particles mixed in. There are 62 known moons that orbit Saturn. Uranus, the seventh planet from the Sun, is the first planet to be discovered with the use of a telescope. Its cloudy atmosphere is primarily made of helium and hydrogen, but also has higher concentrations of frozen ammonia, water, and methane. Uranus is sometimes referred to as an ice giant. This planet has 2 sets of rings and 27 known orbiting moons. Similar to Venus, Uranus spins on its axis in a clockwise direction called retrograde rotation. It also has a rotation axis that is tilted almost parallel to its orbital plane. This makes it appear that Uranus is rotating on its side. Neptune is the furthest planet from the Sun. This gas giant is similar to Uranus in that it has a higher amount of frozen gases like methane, water, and ammonia, and therefore it is also called an ice giant. The highest known wind speeds in the solar system, measuring up to 2,100 kilometers per hour, are found on Neptune. 13 moons orbit Neptune. A comet is a small body composed of rock and ice that orbits the Sun. A comet's tail of ice particles can stretch for millions of kilometers behind it. Comets originate in the outer regions of the solar system and have a wide range of orbital periods, up to 1,000 years long. Scientists have identified thousands of comets, but this is just a fraction of the total number that exist. Asteroids are irregularly shaped rocky bodies that circle the Sun. They are found mostly in an area between Mars and Jupiter called the asteroid belt. Asteroids range in size from quite small to 100 kilometers in diameter. There are over 500,000 known asteroids. Meteoroids are smaller pieces of rock that have originated from asteroids. A streak of light, called a meteor, is seen when a meteoroid enters and burns in the Earth's atmosphere. When a meteoroid strikes Earth, it is called a meteorite. Meteor Crater in Arizona shows the impact and size of meteorite collision.